Greetings everyone, Lily Farm Guy here with an update video for you on this day, Thursday, July the 28th. And this is an update to the Lizard T25A and T30A80 by Wins Gaming 239. So now with the additional, as you can see, additional equipment, the download is 29.84 megabytes, and it is all for all platforms. So on console, the tractors are 15 slots each, and the equipment is 2 slots, and I believe this last one is 1 slot. So very low on the slot count for the most part. And there's been 2 change logs to this particular piece of equipment. Unfortunately, what was originally the issue with it is apparently still not fixed. However, we're going to cover that shortly. First of all, we're going to review quickly where you'll find them under small tractors, and here they are. The T25A has a few, probably, I think, a few new things. Work lamps, I think it had, so we can have work lamps. Cabins are going to be the same choices there. I don't see any difference there. Hook, old and new. I think that was their gearbox, old and new. I don't think that was something that was with the last one. However, I haven't noticed a difference between them. So, weights. I can't remember if it had weights or not. It does now. And a front loader attacher. That definitely did not have that. It now has a front loader. From what, yes, loader with attachments were added. And then wheel setup, we have a few wheel choices, basically just higher back, or just a few minor changes to height and a little bit on the style. And then colors, red and yellow, basically, and like so. Rim color, we get some interesting choices for rim colors, which is nice. Pretty much exactly the same. Let's see. If we go for a full cabin, we'll see the color changes, perhaps. Yeah, and then the design color, like so, and then rim color. We could make it beige or light beige. Yeah, anyways, on to the nitty-gritty stuff. We have a specially designed front loader attachment and some special items. So these will only work with this pack. It is not compatible with anything else. These you will find under front loaders. And if you notice, there's this Terts one, $2,000. It's here. We can have some design elements on there, as well as a color choice. You can make it a bright red, or that kind of a rusty red, gray, black, another gray. If you choose $300 for the design, but not the color. And then the tools you will find here, and there it is. There's the here it is. So universal bucket, which will hold anything. It's just a standard bucket, $700. Then another universal bucket, which is not universal bucket, potatoes and beets. Then a manure fork and a bale spike. Those are your 4 attachments. And we will demonstrate all of these right now, actually. Let's show you how it attaches. We get in. We're in cab here, which is kind of very... steering wheel looks very rusted and then painted over. Let's go back out. And so all you need to do, like a normal front lifter or front loader, Just drive up to it. And I didn't have a front lifter attachment on this. Oh dear, yes, this is the base model. You have to choose it. Oh boy. Okay, so let's run over to the ones that I have set up. Oh dear. Which one's going to be more simple? Here we go. Let's go in here. That's the interior. Interior looks actually very nice. This is a cabin version, of course, obviously. Now, let's start it up and we'll drop that front piece. And we'll lower that down and drop that. So, as you can see, let's back up. The loader attachment is quite big and ugly on there, as you would expect. And you just need to drive up to it. And you see it attaches like so. And then to attach the whatever equipment, this is a manure fork. Now the manure fork, well, obviously I have some manure in front of me, so let's just show that right now. These front loaders on these are, I would say, very old school in the fact that if we take a look at our controls, L1, we only have your right stick up and down. So let's go load this manure fork with some manure. As you can see, it loads up pretty quickly, 651 liters. So now you may ask, okay, well that's fine. How do you unload it if you don't have a bucket tip option for your right stick? That is an excellent question. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here. That's as high as it goes to lift. Now, if I press L1, you'll notice there's a lower front loader tool, a circle. Well, if I press that, that's what happens. Ah, yes. So it's kind of a trip release, and then you press it again, and it resets it, like so. Yes. So a little bit, a lot different than, say, your standard front loader tool. If we jump into here and we have the bucket, these all work just like that. So same way with the bucket, you can lower it down to scoop up 508 liter capacity on this one, and just like the manure fork, you can raise it up. That's as high as it goes. So any trailer that's larger than this one I have here, it's not going to work. So L1 and circle, and like so, and then circle again, resets it. This one is the Lizard Universal Bucket, but there's nothing universal about it. It only holds potatoes or beets. And we start that up. It really works just exactly like a bucket. We'll dump it here and reset it. Now, I would imagine that if you had beets or potatoes that you have dug up in the field, you could go along and scoop them up with this, as it appears that's kind of what it's meant for. So for those very small type operations where you have those some of those very small modded potato diggers, and they leave the potatoes on the ground, that probably would be a very economical way to pick up potatoes off the ground. Last but not least is the bale spike, and we'll start this one up here. We'll put that down and back out. So it works as a typical bale spike. Go in and lift it up, but it has it has a bit of an added feature, if you could say, that it does also L1 and O was dump it. So that's kind of neat, actually, because that actually works pretty good. And we'll just show that once more time. Once more time? One more time. There we go. So lift and tuck the same way as you would a normal one, but the dumping, the tipping is L1 and O. And oh, it didn't release that time. Little bit sticky. All right, well, not perfect every time. There we go. Now, I used this little fella to pull this. This, it was full of manure. He did pretty well, actually. Didn't really struggle all that much with towing it. Now, these are pretty much low. I mean, if you say low, 30 horsepower and 32 horsepower. So, can't get a whole lot lower than that. But they seem to do pretty well otherwise. It would be a nice little, a very small farm yard tractor. And I say only a yard tractor because, well, if we hop over to these fellas that I have set up in the field with the smallest of implements, 10 horsepower required. By these are the base game giant additions, a Salic, disc harrow, and subsoiler. And if we get in, start it up, and we put it down, no problem with doing it yourself. But if you want to hire a worker, yes, the workers are still broken. So, and this is the other one, the T25. Again, the worker says it has completed this task when he certainly and obviously has not. So unfortunately, after 2 updates, they have still not corrected the problem. The problem, for what reason, I will never use these tractors after this test, as they have just eliminated 50% of its usefulness if you can't hire a worker to do anything. So for some of you that might not matter. You don't use workers, and the bucket addition is kind of going to be a really cool role play thing. However, it's very unfortunate that that they did not address the fact that workers won't pull implements in the field. And that pretty much wraps it up, sorry. And that's the Lizard T25A and T30A80 by Wisney Games, 239, 29.84 megabytes to download, 15 slots each for the tractors, and 2 slots and 1 for the attachments. I'm Lily Farm Guy, and remember, it's only a game, so till next time, bye for now.